Hello everyone. I am actually doing this live from my bathroom. I know that you didn't have to know that, but the point is this. The reason I'm doing this from my bathroom and not from my office or from any of the different places is because I wanted to do some of these videos that were also going to be not just informative but also something that you're going to be able to do at home or change some of the things at home that you're doing. So I thought of coming up with a whole new way of doing it. So the next time it will be more about we'll do about smoothies and how to make smoothies and why should we make a smoothie a certain way and what are the kinds of smoothies that I make and those kinds of things. So today, though, I want to talk to you about hair care and hair care products. The reason why I want to talk to you about this is that all of this month, this is October, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And, breast cancer or any type of cancer for that matter does not actually happen just because of one reason. There's many number of reasons, and it is also because of the products that we put on our skin. So put on our skin, put on our scalp, all of the things that we do for our hair actually matters as well. So I wanted to discuss with you or share with you the things that I do. I've been actually asked many times, what do I do for my hair? What do I do for my hair? Not that I have the best hair in the world, I do not. But how do I take care of curly hair? And is there anything that I do to keep it curly or anything like that? So I thought, okay, why not actually make a video about it, right? And I use products that are clean. I use products that don't have things that will cause endocrine disruption. I use products that are also gentle on your hair. They don't strip out any of the natural oils that are produced by our scalp to keep our scalp healthy. A lot of people use these anti-dandruff shampoos to prevent dandruff. People use shampoos and they brush out their hair and so on and so forth. So I kind of wanted to share with you the things that I do, and you can take whatever works for you. So one of the first things first is that it's not a good idea for curly hair and baby hair, especially curly hair more than baby hair, to wash the hair out way too often with shampoo. So if you are someone with curly hair, you might benefit from washing your hair with shampoo only once every 2 or 3 weeks and washing your hair with conditioner instead. So I do use a shampoo occasionally, and that shampoo is this. It's called Love Your Curls. It's made by Lus, L-U-S. It's actually it's called Lus, Love Yourself. That is the name of the company itself. I kind of like that. And it's a Canadian company. Their products are completely clean, very gentle, does not have any endocrine disruptors. It's sulfate free, paraben free, and it has moringa, it has shea butter, it has all kinds of things. In no way am I actually, this is not an affiliate link. I'm not trying to sell you this, okay, absolutely not. But I'm just telling you what I use, okay. This is one that I use and I really like this one. So this is the shampoo that I use once every 2-3 weeks. I don't use it often at all. But this is the conditioner that I use, and it is the same company, Love Your Curls, Lust, same company, same product line. So this one is for all curl types, and this is also for all curl types. So if you have curly or wavy hair, this is okay for you. And if you have straight hair, they have other products as well, the same company. So I use this conditioner more often. So this one is empty more than the other one. That's actually pretty full and I have actually had this since I think February or March of this year, and it's still here. So which means that it lasts a long time. So I like that about it as well. So we don't create more waste. And it's also a good idea to switch out the shampoos and conditioners as well. Don't use the same ones over and over and over again. But you have to have a wide variety of different types of shampoos that you have to look for that are clean, so that when you use it, it's good as well. So this is one I use. The other one that I actually use is Giovanni. Giovanni is one that we have in our office as well, and that one It's also pretty clean. On the Think Dirty app, it's like 3. This one doesn't even come up on Think Dirty, I think. But like they're not included in there. Like somebody has to do it for them to check it. So the Giovanni is another one that I really like and I use quite regularly. It's very inexpensive, Giovanni. But it's a very pretty clean product comparatively, and there are some that are even cleaner than that. The more, it does get a little pricier the cleaner it is, for unfortunately, for whatever reason. But the more dirty it is, the more it seems to be cheaper. Like, most of the brands that you have, like Suave, Dove, all of these brands, they have a lot of sulfates in them, so they sud a lot. So the hair actually looks fluffy after you wash, but it's very harsh on your scalp. And what that can do is the dryness on the scalp can actually cause more of us to produce more oils. And when we do that, sometimes it can cause wet dandruff or oily dandruff, I'm sorry. It will cause oily dandruff because the body is trying to overproduce oils, and that's not necessarily healthy for the scalp or the hair. And if you actually make it too, if it's not the natural balance of it, then what can happen is it can actually flake more as well. If it's dried too much and your body is not producing enough of the oil, then you can actually have more dry dandruff as well, because the scalp is, regenerating faster. It's actually trying to reproduce faster the scalp cells, and you have more of those flakes. But dandruff itself is really not a hair problem, a scalp problem, so you shouldn't really try to treat it topically. I mean, it is okay to put something natural on your scalp, but not really things that can cause problems, because on our body, anything that you put on your skin or your scalp, in 17 seconds it gets absorbed into the lymphatic system and into the blood. So which means that you really need to be careful about the things that you're putting on your body and inside your body, not just inside alone, outside as well matters. And so the anti-dandruff shampoos and those kinds of things, and the ones that have those chemicals that help with anti-dandruff, are not really good. You can buy something neem-based, which will help with dandruff, but at the same time, it has to be treated internally, in the sense that we have to do certain kinds of herbs that will help with taking care of that dandruff, rather than just doing it externally, because it's not an external problem at all. If you do something externally and internally, you will actually help a lot. So there's a question. I love whenever we have questions, so bring your questions. Yeah, Pacifica is a good brand. How often do you recommend oily scalp wash their hair? So again, oily scalp is really a thing where if you do wash your hair more often, you will dry more easily as well. So it's something to kind of think about and check out for yourself what works. And yeah, apple cider vinegars are great. It actually helps cleansing your hair. And yes, Pacifica is another brand I've used. I also have used Organic Way. That's a really good brand. I like their products. Are very clean as well. It's actually a European brand. But it's available here as well locally, but it's a really good brand that I like as well. So do change out your shampoos and conditioners. And so with curly hair, I've mentioned this before, it's not a good idea to brush your hair once it becomes dry. You have to brush your hair. You must brush your hair. If you're obsessed with brushing your hair, you must brush it when it's still wet. Okay, so in the shower with the large toothed combs, it's okay to brush, not really with a hair brush. If you have curly hair, you might want to get rid of your hairbrush. If you have those regular kind of hairbrushes, it's not really for you. You need to really get rid of that, because that only makes curly hair break easily. It will not grow very well. It'll actually not have a balance. It'll become more frizzy, and so on and so forth. So it's a good idea not to brush your hair once the hair is dry. So typically I will wash my hair with a conditioner, and then I leave the conditioner in the scalp. I like using my hands. That's the scrub. Not really the shampoo is going to wash. Like a shampoo washing a conditioner is not going to do that. But these conditioners don't really have any silicones, and that's important as well, because silicones kind of get settled on your scalp, making your scalp also oily sometimes. So you don't really want silicones as well on your hair or on your scalp. So you want to get conditioners that are free of silicones, as well as shampoos and conditioners free of sulfate. And once you actually wash your hair and with a conditioner, you are essentially putting it is the same company that I have is this. So same thing, but it's a leave-in conditioner. So it's for baby hair, and I kind of have baby curly hair. I don't really have curly hair. So this is the one that I use. This is actually at the end of it, it repairs, hydrates, and styles as well. So again, this is very clean, does not have any of the sulfates, silicones, any of those other things as well. And so this is what I usually use in my hair, and just scrunch it and be done with it. I'm done. I don't really do anything to my hair. I don't do any styling, heat, straighteners. All of those things don't work, because those actually hurt your hair. Even if your hair is straight, it really hurts your hair, because hair is made up of proteins, and heat denatures proteins, and keratin, denatures keratin. So just like an egg, if you will. You know how when you open an egg and you actually put it in a pan and you turn on the heat, it actually becomes white, right? So that white part of it is because it has denatured, the protein has denatured in it, and it will never turn back into the albumin that it was, which is the translucent color of it. It will never become that. So the same way our hair as well has keratin, which is a protein, and when we use heat treatments, it denatures the hair. And when it does, it actually makes it much more prone to breakage, much more prone to not growing. Also, it is more prone to damage as well. The more you do it, the more damage it will become as well. So it's not a good idea to do those kinds of things. So if you have curly hair, if you have straight hair, if you have baby hair, embrace any of that hair, right? I mean, that's what for me, I need it to be simple enough. Like, condition, shampoo if I need to, shampoo, condition, or just condition, hand leave-in, and that's it. That's, all I'm willing to do. So in that case, I have not. But when I have done it a few times, I would notice how my hair is not as healthy as it could be. But I had to learn to embrace my hair, because this is what I was born with. It's not going to change anytime soon. Why fight it, right? Just accept it, like it, embrace it. It just makes life so much easier. And when you start actually liking your own hair and appreciating it, people actually start appreciating it to other people. But we are not doing it for other people. We are doing it for ourselves. So there is one more thing that one of my real good friends actually gifted me, and it's actually a really good product as well. So for anybody who wants that, this is a product that occasionally I use. It's from the Moroccan Method, and Moroccan Method is again another clean company. So this one is raw. I don't know if you can see it. Okay, it says right there, raw and vegan while crafted. So it is a raw product. It really does not have much, things to it. It has like grapeseed extract, rose, evening primrose, sandalwood, boswellia, which is frankincense, and myrrh. So these are the things that it has along with water. That's it. It's such a simple product, but it's actually a volumizing mist. So if you want to actually do any kind of volumizing, this is actually such a great product. I've used it a few times and I love it as well. I don't always use it because, it's too much. 2 things is enough. So that's all, the products that I use, and it doesn't matter. You don't have to use the same product. You can use any product that you want, but pay attention to whether it is a clean product. Is there any kind of endocrine disruptors? go to Think Dirty app or ewg.org and check out if those products are actually clean, or at least clean enough. It has to have a rating of 3 or below. Anything above it is not something that you want to be anywhere near. If it's anywhere close to 8 or 9, you really don't want to be anywhere near it, because just like we have to pay attention to what we put inside, we have to pay attention to what we put outside as well. So that's it. That's my hair care routine. And I don't brush my hair, I don't do any of those things. Everything, I just use my hands to untangle my curls, and just put the conditioner with water. I take a lot of water and just run it through my hair and scrunch it, and I'm done in the morning, and so I can get ready and go to work. So if you have any questions, I would be happy to answer, but I just want to share this with you that pay attention to these kinds of things. And we will also talk about other things like for face, skin, and so on and so forth in the future episodes, because I think all of these things matters. Little things that we do matters in the long run. First, initially when we switch over, it may seem harder because you've always used a product, kind of that acclimatizing takes a little bit of time. But once you switch over, it's easier to just stay in that kind of the lane. So it's worth it. It's really worth it. I have seen that the simple changes I've made have made the most difference in my life. And now that I've already changed those things, it is so much easier now for me to keep going. It is not hard at all. Okay? So if we have no more, I don't see any more questions. So if there are no more questions, then I will take leave from you for today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you the next time in 2 weeks with a Facebook Live for smoothies and how I make my smoothies, what are the things that I add and why I add them, what are the benefits of adding them, and how you can make the smoothies for you as well as for your children. Is it something that you should do? Is it something that you shouldn't do? We'll talk about all of those things in the next episode. Okay? Take care. Bye.